Okay, guys, I'm going to go to Ask Scruff, and this is a kind of an interesting question for Josh. So, a little salute to you, Mikey. Let's just flick the charts over, and I'll find the question. So, if I pull this in, does this sort of wicking on an hourly chart always indicate a bullish pressure, like the way pound USD has moved today? So, if we look at the image, the wicking that he's referring to is kind of this. Now, does it always show bullish? No, wicks are just kind of giving you an idea of what's happening with the buyers and sellers. Obviously, the body is the main element because that'll indicate the open close current price as it's moving up and down, sort of thing. The wicks indicate the highest and the lowest point of the chart, or the candlestick rather. So in a scenario like this one here, what it's kind of telling you is, right, the buyers were in control at the start of the candle. There was a little bit of selling pressure, but then the buyers pushed it right up to here. But because the body's down here, what it's telling you is there's a big battle going on in here between the buyers and the sellers. Now, the sellers are now forcing the price back down to where it started to open. And then eventually they'll push it over into where they won here. But of course, as I was saying, there was a big battle there because, yeah, the sellers might have forced the price down from the high, but they didn't force it down far enough to take the buyers out. You know, they had a good go here, but the buyers were still there at this point. So I don't pay too much attention to the wicks sort of to get direction on one thing or another. It gives me a good idea as to what's going on inside the candle. But what you can do is you can drop it into a 15-minute candle and you'll see what the DNA was of that. In other words, there'll be 4 15-minute closes. So you can kind of see whether it was just one candle that created the wick, which might be just one order, like a big order, or was it predominantly selling like hell, you know? So there's that idea. But you can actually overanalyze these things. An easy way to do it is just look at the Bollinger Band itself. Well, if that arm's pushing out like so, price is above this moving average, then it's a buying sentiment because you can see it. That's curled up and that's pushing out. But you can also see, well, there's the wicks telling you that the pressure's pushing down. And then the fact that the Bollinger Band is collapsing in is also telling you whatever pressure and strength was in that upward move, it's kind of coming to its end. And there's the sellers right here. And that is explaining that there's no strength. So when it's coming to the next level, there might be a high probability it'll bounce off it. So that's kind of how I would read into that. So I hope that kind of helps you, kid. I genuinely do. Keep these questions coming. They do sort of help enhance what the Discord is all about. But always remember, keep it as simple as possible. You know, the candlestick, if it's red, the sellers won. If it's green, the buyers won. That's simple. You know, and it can help you with your trades by just boiling it down to the simplest point of view. And that's what makes trading wonderful, because trading is simple. If you think about it, the price can either go up, it can go down. That's it. You just got to make the best logical choices to the direction in the moment, and that's it. Catch you soon.